Never underestimate anyone. Make it a rule in your life. This is the story of a boy who goes through shit throughout his life. He gets to have terrible experiences in his childhood. Every event of his life is nothing but tragic. But there comes a day when he uses all the tragic events in his life to answer questions that are going to make his life through the 2008 film Slumdog Millionaire. It's time to recall. Let's get started. The movie starts and we see an 18-year-old boy named Jamal Malik who lives in a slum area of Mumbai goes to a quiz program. The boy is extremely intelligent and surprises everyone when he comes out victorious, winning 10 million rupees from the show. People start to suspect that he must have cheated. He gets arrested by the police and they start to torture him, but find themselves unable to make the boy talk. They even go on to give him electric shocks and he still remains silent, but ends up going unconscious. A policeman worries and goes forward to check on him, and Jamal wakes up again. Through a series of flashbacks, Jamal recounts the incidents in his life that provided him with each answer. He goes on to explain why he was able to answer every question. He tells the story of when he used to live with his brother Salim Malik. They were kids and used to go to school together. One day, they learned about Three Musketeers. Now, the first question in the quiz show was about the movie Zanjeer, which was released back in 1973. It was an easy question for him as Amitabh starred in the film, and he was the most popular film star of that era. When Jamal was a kid, Amitabh came to their area, but Jamal was locked in an outhouse at the time. He then went on to dive into the septic tank in order to get out of there and meet Amitabh. He got to the place where Amitabh was, and he was covered with feces, but that did not stop him from carrying a photo to the hero that he wanted him to sign. When Jamal got home that day, his mother took him for a bath, and Salim, on the other hand, took the signed photo and sold it. Well, Salim sure needed some money. Moving on to the next question, which was about the lines underneath the picture of 3 lions in the emblem of India, Jamal takes help from the audience and goes on to win 4,000 rupees. The third question asked to Jamal was about an object held by God Rama in his hand. Now, Jamal is a Muslim, so they thought it would be hard for him to answer that question, but it does not turn out to be the case, as he again remembers something from his childhood. One day, they are at a river where their mother is washing clothes while Jamal and Salim are playing. There starts a riot where Hindus come in large numbers to kill the Muslims. This is when he saw what God Rama was holding in his hand, and this is how he won 60,000 rupees. He also adds that his mother was killed in that riot, and they have been orphaned since then. When their mother died, they started to wander around, and there, they saw a girl standing alone in the rain. Jamal told Salim that they should help the girl, and on top of that, they could become 3 musketeers with the girl in their group, a reference to the Alexandre Dumas novel, The Three Musketeers. The brothers refer to themselves as Athos and Porthos, but do not know the third musketeer's name. Salim did not agree, but Jamal still went on to call the girl. Her name was Latika, and she too was an orphan. The 3 started to live as scavengers, and one day, 2 men came to them and took them to a place where they had many other kids as well. The 3 are found by Maman, a gangster who trains street kids to become beggars. He, however, lies to the children, telling them that they promote singers, and if they sang well, he is going to promote them. Salim is a very shrewd kid, and Maman figures that out right away, and he makes him the leader of the kids. Latika does not like Salim as he orders the other kids around and forces them to do things they don't want to do. One night, Latika pranks him when she puts chilies in his pants and he starts to burn. He takes off his clothes and right away runs to the bathroom. All the other kids wake up and make fun of naked Salim. Due to all the noises, Maman wakes up and tells all the kids to go back to sleep except Salim. He wants to show him something. He shows him a boy who sings beautifully, and then they go on to blind the boy so that he could make more money for him. Salim is shocked to see this. After Arwin, Mamam asks Salim to call his little brother as he is next in line to be blinded. Salim went to find his brother and he found him sitting with Latika as they talked about 3 musketeers. Salim took Jamal to Maman, and when Jamal was singing, Maman asked the other guy to put the liquid in Jamal's eyes. Salim could not take this any longer, and he threw all the liquid at the man. Salim then escaped with Jamal and Latika to a train. The brothers successfully board the moving train, but Latika is unable to keep up. Salim grabs her hand but purposefully lets go, leaving her to be recaptured by Maman. This is the story that helped him answer the third question. The next question was about the name of the song Darshan Go Ganshayam. Well, that was also an easy question for him as we are again taken to the past. After getting away from Maman, for the next few years, Salim and Jamal travel around on top of trains, making a living by selling goods, picking pockets, and washing dishes. One day they were caught stealing on the train and were thrown out and ended up landing near the Taj Mahal, so they started pretending to be tour guides at the Taj Mahal. Tourists came to them and gave them money thinking they were the tour boys. Jamal then started acting like a tour guy and as an amateur photographer as well. Jamal then started to make good money and they started living in a slum near the Taj Mahal. One evening, Jamal went to a theater to watch a performance. The performance reminded him of Latika, and he said to Salam that they should look for her. At Jamal's insistence, they returned to Mumbai to find Latika, where they discovered that she's being raised by Mama. They learned it through Arwin, whom they found singing in an alley. When Jamal got to know about her, he decided that he is going to save the girl. Arwin told him that it was a crazy move, but Jamal was never the one to listen, as he had feelings for Latika. Salim took out his gun and right away shot Maman dead, and the three got out of there. We are again back at the show, where the host asks him the next question, which is, who invented the revolver? Jamal answers that question as well, and by now, he has won 2 million rupees. In the past, the three start to live together, and Salim gets a job with Javed, a rival crime lord. Javed was Maman's enemy, and Salim told him that he killed Maman and ended up joining the gang. After that, the officer goes on to ask Jamal how did he get to join the show. Jamal continued his story as he said he became a chaiwala, a person who serves tea and even became popular at work. One day, one of his friends asked him to cover for him as he wanted to watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. His friend was a phone basher, and many phone bashers tried to call the Millionaire program when the lineup for the helplines was open. Jamal had always been a smart boy, so he explained to a person the tactic to successfully join the program through his phone. Since he was around the phone bashers, he manages to answer another question that was related to it, and now had over 5 million rupees in his pocket. As a phone basher, Jamal now had the opportunity to access everyone's phone number, and he went on to look for Latika's phone number. Her number, however, was difficult to trace because there were too many women named Latika. An idea struck her, and he started looking for Salim's number. There were fewer people named Salim, so he started trying those numbers and ended up getting connected to his brother. They talked, and the two met at a construction site. Salim was happy to see Jamal, but Jamal had been angry at him for taking away the woman he loved and went on to beat his brother up. Salim then explained that he decided to stay with Javed in order to protect everyone from Marmon's people. Jamal then asked his brother about Latika, but Salim told him that she is gone. Jamal knew that his brother was lying, so he did not believe him, and Salim offered him to stay at his place. One day, Jamal followed Salim to Javed's house. There, he spotted Latika. Jamal then went inside to see her, and there he got to know that she also watches the Millionaire quiz program. Jamal asked Latika why everyone is so obsessed with this show, and Latika tells him that everyone wants to be at that show because it can change someone's life within hours. This is how he answers the police officer's question when he asked him how did he get to be on the show. He went on the show because Latika watched the show and she liked it. He then went on to keep telling the story, adding that he told Latika that he wanted to start a new life with her, and even asked her to meet him at the station so they can escape. She agreed, and they decided that they are going to meet at the station. They do meet at the station, but before they can get out of there, Latika is caught by Salim and his men, and she is taken to Javed's house. Back to the show, Jamal is asked a question to which he does not know the answer. He gets to talk to the host in the bathroom and tells him that he does not know the answer to the question. The show host writes the letter B on the mirror and gets out of there. When Jamal sees that letter, he realizes that it has been left as a clue for him. However, much to the dismay of the show's host, Prem Kumar, Kumar attempts to trick Jamal by feeding him the wrong answer to the penultimate question. The only options left were B and D, but Jamal did not trust the host, so he went on to use his 50-50 lifeline and answers correctly, raising suspicion that he is cheating. Jamal now has 10 million in his pocket, and the show is to continue on the night for the last question. During the break, Jamal is framed and taken to the police station. When he gets there, he is accused of fraud as no one is willing to believe that a boy from a slum with no education can answer all the questions without making one mistake. This is when he tells all of his stories, and the police go on to release him after he explains to them thoroughly how he answered all of the questions correctly. Jamal is then allowed to get back to the show. Latika sees Jamal on the news. In an effort to make amends for his past behavior, Salim gives Latika his phone and car keys. He asks her to forgive him and to find Jamal. He lets her go despite being aware of the fact that Javed is going to kill him. After Latika leaves, Salim fills a bathtub with money and sits in it, waiting for Javed to realize Latika is free. For the final question, Jamal is asked the name of the third musketeer. He laughs at the irony and admits that he does not know, but chooses to try to answer the question anyway. He uses his phone-a-friend lifeline to call Salim because it is the only phone number he knows. Latika answers and tells Jamal that she is safe, although she does not know the answer. Javed hears Latika on the show and realizes that Salim betrayed him. He and his men break down the bathroom door, but Salim kills Javed before he is shot and killed by the gang. Relieved about Latika, Jamal guesses and picks the first answer, Aramis. He is correct and wins the grand prize. Jamal and Latika meet on the platform at the train station. The movie ends with a Bollywood-style musical number, Jai Ho. Thanks for watching.